Hey everyone, Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts. Barney, the Wonder Dog. And old Peg has got the Nissan running. Folks, check out the original gas tank. Peg said, it's got a bunch of junk in it. Got that thing off, it didn't even have a top on it. So, is that the tank off the little truck in the back? Yeah, yeah. So we got a little two-wheel drive Nissan, so he put the tank on it, and it was pretty clean, and he wired up an electric fuel pump, I think, on it. And in case you missed it, you know, I bought this little old truck, I don't know, last year, and it's just showing 48,000 miles. Now, I don't know if the odometer is broke, but that's all it's showing, and it's not turned over because it's got the 0 to the side. But it was locked up when we got it in, and so he got it broke loose and got it to running, and got trouble with that tire. It won't hold air, and had brakes locked up on it. We put a bunch of weight on the back to try to help hold this back end down to break it loose, but he had to take the tire wheel off, and he said it was the toughest one that he'd ever had to break loose, was that one right there. But we got to get a slave cylinder for it. The slave cylinder off the one in the back won't work. He took it off, so it fire right up, don't it, Peg? That thing don't crank a half a turn and it starts. Yeah. We'll get some more. Yeah. But yeah, that thing is starting up pretty easy. Of course, it'll need some gaskets and things like that, smoking a little bit. But he kept saying he wanted to try it, so we yanked it out of the junkyard and brought it up front. So the great thing about that little Nissan, I didn't give a lot of money for it, but it's got a amazing frame. Everything's just as solid underneath, but it had some kind of damage on the roof, and so I don't know, the windshield blew out of it when me and my brother was hauling it home, and the back glass is about out of it. But other than that, it was in really, really good shape. So I bought it for like the steering column and some other stuff for the little extended cab 4-wheel drive one that I've got like that back there, and some other parts. I never really listed it to sell anything because I wanted it for a parts truck. But Peg is he's been relentless. He's wanting it. I said, I don't know, I got it for a parts truck. Well, I have to see. Now, this old car here, it is locked up. Peg tried on it some, but I told him not to worry about putting a whole lot into it. I got to get it up to the end of the junkyard. We're still trying to rearrange up there, but of course, we had a little bit of rain, so we went to move one while ago, and it's just still muddy on top of the hill where the cars used to sit. So we just kind of quit, and he's been like tinkering on that truck anyway. So this old thing here, I done sold that trim piece, and got a little piece of trim on the bottom right there off this old car. So I got it at the same place that I got the little red Jimmy is at the house. Well, the old Range Rover, Land Rover, Dog Rover, I'd sold the headlights and taillights to the guy from Indiana. So a guy was here yesterday and got the grill and both driver's side doors and the passenger side front door. Well, he called me this morning, and I think he's going to come back and get the seats and all the lower trim. The one he's got's tan from there up, and he's wanting to switch it to this dark. So he had to act like the other day, that's what he wanted to do. Well, then he asked about the wheels, and I priced them to him pretty cheap, considering, you know, he's going to come back and get the interior stuff, and he done bought a lot off of it. So he said, will it be first of the week? But he said he'd take the tires and wheels too. So because he actually looked and found he got some center caps, or can get some center caps for him. And so I told him, I said, well, we got to get it moved. So we'll definitely, probably tomorrow, me and Peg will pull it up on the hill and get it in a spot so that if he comes first of the week to get the tires and wheels off of it, then we can put it on some blocks, and that's where it'll stay. So it's finally paying for itself, which is always a good thing. So give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, please subscribe, and we appreciate that. We done had one customer here this morning bought the front and back seats. They have a 99 Honda CRV, so that was a good little sale. And then I got to go back and answer some more questions up in the yard. And like I said, Peg was wanting to fiddle around on the Nissan, so I'm glad to see it kind of starting up and doing what it's doing. So like I said, help me out, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Well, there it is. It needs a slave cylinder on it. He really can't change the gears much in it, but he got the old thing out and been driving it around in the fields. I'm telling you all, that man right there, I have not seen anything that he can't do when it comes to a vehicle if he sets his mind to it. That thing was locked up, and I done put it on the back row of the junkyard. I was just going to use parts off of it for my little silver one. He said, please don't do that. Bring it out here and let me work on it. And I drug it out, me and him drug it out. He's piddled on it. I mean, we've had to swap, you've seen the gas tank. So I got to try to get him a slave cylinder for it so he can actually change some gears and stuff in it. But bless his heart, like I said, he's wanting it bad. I told him a while ago when he got it running, he was over there starting it. I mean, it wasn't, I mean, half a crank, and that sunbuck would fire right up. And I said, boy, that'd make a good motor for my silver truck. And he looked at me just as funny, like, you son of a buck. I got this thing running, and now you're gonna take the motor away from me? Oh man, old peg leg, he's something else. Y'all give me a thumbs up, please. Leave a comment, subscribe.